Good morning, Rebels. I'm Kylie.
And I'm Kyla.
And this is the 25th episode of SC News.
And today we have a weekend weather update, an extracurricular update, season spotlights of boys and girls track, a movie review, and our weekly challenge.
And now we go to our local weatherman, Ryan Hillen.
Update, today is Friday. We got a pretty bad weekend this week, so we got rain likely today with a high of 36 and a low of 32. Tomorrow and Sunday we got the same wintry mix type of thing going on, and tomorrow we got a high of 41 and a low of 27. And then on Sunday we got the same thing. We got a high of 45 and a low of 27.
Thank you, Ryan, for the weekend weather update.
And now we go to an extracurricular update with Daniel and Paige.
What up, SC? I'm Paige.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're here with your extracurricular updates. For high school sports, both girls and boys track are practicing and are getting ready for their first meet on March 9th.
For baseball and softball, they also have begun practices. Baseball's first game is March 13th and softball's is March 16th.
For junior high updates, track practice has begun. Their first meet is April 5th.
For volleyball, congrats to the 7th grade girls who won their regional championship, going 3 for 3 for regional wins this year in all the sports. 8th grade volleyball plays their first round of regionals tomorrow.
And now back to Kylie and Kyla.
Thank you for the extracurricular update.
Our next segment is a season preview of the high school boys and girls track season.
Fuck you. We'll have it. Shit's caught.
Hey SC, I'm Lindley and I'm here with Mr. Fry doing a pre-season interview. So your first question are, what are some expectations you have for this season?
Well, I think anytime you have a successful season in the past couple of years, you want to try to build upon it. And so our goal is always to be another layer on top of the previous season. We had an incredible season last year. We scored over 100 points per meet average. And we had 2 medalists that went down to state. We've had several that were medalists throughout various invites and sectionals. And so I think our goal is to just build upon that.
Right. So next question is, are there any key returners this season?
Well, I think all of the track guys were very helpful in our success last year. So anybody that's returning, I would spend a lot of time trying to mention everybody, but I think everybody has been looking at it from a team standpoint. So, everybody's a standout, and I look forward to everybody improving.
Right. So the next question is do you have any philosophies?
Well, my philosophy is always to be good at things that other people, find troublesome. We've had some really good recent history in the hurdles. We've had some really good history in the jumps and the throws. And it really gives us an opportunity to be successful from a team standpoint. When an athlete shows some promise, we want to try to encourage them to be as successful as possible.
Mm-hmm. So the next question is, are you trying any new things this year?
Well, this year we're actually adding a couple of things. We've got Andy Hurst, who is our director of player performance, and we've got Colin Streetmatter, who's going to be our director of social media promotion. So we can start putting things on Twitter. We're going to start putting things on Facebook in real time as the events are happening. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to, as a team, I think we're going to be a little bit better spread out. We've got a little bit more sprinters. We've got a little bit more jumpers than we've had in the past. We've had some really good athletes, but we've really lacked in numbers. And I think this year we're going to really improve upon that.
Awesome. So the next question is what are you looking forward to most this season?
I'd be lying if I didn't say the pork chop sandwiches or the Chick-fil-A sandwiches at the Riverdale meet.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I'm looking forward to every athlete being their best at any time.
Mm-hmm. So final question is, when is the first meet for the boys?
So the boys and the girls are actually traveling up to Sterling on Thursday, March 9th. And then we also have the LTC Showcase that is in Knox College on the 10th. And so those are the 2 first indoor meets. They're going to be back to back. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think that I'm anxiously looking forward to being a competitor again, to have our teams out there and really trying to represent that Stark County, red color and black color. We do have 3 uniforms that we utilize throughout the season, and so it's one of those things where each meet has its own identity, and so we try to dress appropriately. So hey, if you have any opportunities to be out there, come support us.
Well, thank you for doing this interview and good luck this season.
Thank you, and put it in the bucket.
And now we're going to go back to Kyla and Kylie.
All right, so for our next season spotlight, I'm here with Mr. T, the girls track coach. My first question for you are, what are some expectations you have for this season?
I have very high expectations this year. A lot of it oriented around the number of girls that we have. We're sitting in the mid-20s, which since I've taken over, we've never been that high. It'll give us a lot of flexibility. We'll be able to get after the relays a little bit more. We've got several seniors now this year that we feel like they can perform at a high level for us and be able to be leaders for us.
All right, sounds good. Are there any key returners for your team?
Yes. Obviously, starting with Lindley. I know she finished last year with a little bit of an injury that was a little bit disappointing finish to the season, but obviously we look forward to a very successful senior year. Paige, Kylie, Serenity, we look forward to a lot of those seniors leading the way for us this year. So conference, sectionals, and getting as many girls down to state as we possibly can.
Sounds good. Do you have any philosophies for your track team?
Just being aggressive, getting after it every day, getting the best workout in we can. I feel like we train hard to prepare ourselves for race day. So yeah.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me.
All right.
Now
Thank
we go
you.
back to Kylie and Kyla.
We hope to see a good season from our respective track programs.
And now we go to a movie review and recommendation with Marcus.
So what we're going to be starting with is Netflix. Netflix is a very popular streaming service. I'm sure you've heard of it. So I've got a couple set up for you today. First, Outer Banks Season 3 dropped. If you haven't seen this series, it's about a group of teenagers who are fighting with another group of teenagers over hidden treasure. Now, this series is kind of iffy. I haven't watched it yet. So I'm going to watch it and then review it next week. But I've heard very good things about it, so I'm hoping you guys would like it too. Another Netflix series that is absolutely phenomenal that I recommend to anybody who gives the time to watch it is Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. I know you're thinking, Lego Ninjago, what is that? Well, it is this fantastic series about Lego ninjas who fight crime and defeat the forces of evil. And if you have the time to watch this, I know you will not regret it. Disney Plus. I'm sure a lot of household families and people have Disney Plus nowadays. It's very popular. And some series on there, including The Mandalorian. I can't think of anything else. But The Mandalorian, the Star Wars series, is actually really good. It follows a bounty hunter who is trying to save a kid. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. We're going to get back to you guys on that soon. And for our younger audience, we picked out a movie for you, Soul. It follows a adult music teacher who's trying to find himself, but then he falls into a nice sewer drain. And he gets knocked unconscious, and he goes into the soul world, the great before. And he's exploring around himself and trying to figure out who he really is before he goes back into the living world. So since this segment is new, just leave a comment or email Mr. Swanson if you like this. Even just putting TV shows and stuff like that in the email too. And we'll try to get over it. And if you guys like this segment, then we'll continue it. And now back to Kylie and Kyla.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of SC News.
Riddle me this, Rebels. I start with M, end with X, and have a never-ending amount of letters. What am I?
Email your answers to Mr. Swanson
We'll see you next time
on SC News.